Now at 6, we're tracking record cold headed our way. We'll have details.
From area experts on how to keep our homes warm during the upcoming blistering cold. And a Southwest Missouri Grief Center weighs in on coping with the suicide of a loved one.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's going to get dangerously cold later this week. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go straight to Sam Lane for a first look at the upcoming cold weather.
Yes, thanks, Dow. It's going to be extremely cold headed our direction. We have a couple of days before that gets here, though. Radar is all clear right now. There's just a little bit of snow flurry activity over near Rolla right now. And as we head through the evening hours, we're going to see the clouds still sticking around, temperatures dropping down into the 30s, all the way down to 24 by tomorrow morning. And taking a look down the lane, we're going to be seeing a chilly Tuesday across the area. And then here comes the bitter cold wave with some snow on Thursday. And I'll also tell you about the possibility of a white Christmas just a little bit.
All right, we'll see you soon. As the temperatures drop, homes that aren't weatherized can get uncomfortable and really expensive to heat. KOAM's Yana Hautala talked with Economic Security Corporation and an apartment complex manager in Joplin for some tips on keeping our homes warm.
During the winter, Economic Security Corporation in Joplin gets phone calls from clients saying they need help paying high heating bills or heating their homes. It is important to keep your home warm energy efficiently.
Open blinds and curtains when it's sunny outside and let some of that heat get inside. Try to alleviate some of the use of the furnace.
Matt Daniels says you should insulate hot water pipes to reduce heat loss. He often wraps water heaters with an insulation jacket.
That just keeps the water in the water heater, keeps it warmer longer, so your water heater's not having to run as long or as much.
Leaving your faucet tripping overnight can prevent your pipes from freezing.
I send out a message whenever it's going to get below freezing to all the tenants and let them know to leave their faucets dripping at night and their cabinet doors open so the heat goes into the cabinets to keep their pipes from freezing.
Tanya Beckley is the manager for the Aspen Park Apartments. She makes sure the windows are tightly closed and doors have weather stripping.
Also, if they turn the ceiling fan to where it's blowing down, the opposite of how they have it in the summertime, it kind of blows the hot air down from the ceiling.
Changing air filters can also make a big difference.
Replacing that and getting a new filter in there that'll have easier flow.
In Joplin, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Daniel says usually insulation is one of the biggest factors to keep the heat in and the cold out. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly released her 3-part plan to cut taxes more than $500 million over the next 3 years. The first part of that plan is a push to immediately end the state sales tax on groceries. The state legislature earlier this year agreed to phase out that tax by 2025. It will first drop from 6.5% to 4% in January. The second part of the plan would create a 3-day 0% sales tax holiday on school-related supplies every August. Lastly, it would cut taxes on Social Security for retirees. Governor Kelly says hopes for bipartisan support to pass that bill. Some 4-staters might need to find a new provider for mental health care. Ascension Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh announced it's closing its behavioral health department because of a lack of funding and staffing. The hospital sent letters to affected patients. The department will remain open only through the end of the month. The suicide and mental health epidemic hits home in Missouri. Rates of death by suicide are 60% higher in Missouri, and in Southwest Missouri, 20% higher than the rest of the state. Michael Hoffman talked to experts on helping people who've given up hope.
Normally, people don't want to talk about death and illness.
Diane Heitman has been visiting the Lost and Found Grief Center for more than 2 years. She started coming here after her daughter Tara died by suicide.
Tara's had such a good heart, and she loved her boys more than anything.
She says the hard part is reaching out for help. After that, the people at Lost and Found saved her life.
Nobody tried to fix me. They knew that I had within me what it took to survive this experience. And I've learned a great deal about myself through going through the process of grief.
Jen Nelson with Lost and Found says one of the hardest steps is asking for help.
Asking for help is an incredibly brave thing to do. So yes, I think for those that I've worked with who have navigated that journey, I think it's incredibly brave to have to ask for help, and that's a difficult thing.
Jen says common sayings like "they're in a better place" or "I know how you feel" have a hurtful impact on someone in grief.
It's the implied second part of that sentence, which is, so stop feeling so bad. Not that we're intending to say that, or that's not our message, but the message of they're in a better place now, so stop feeling so bad. And so honestly, the best thing you can say is, I don't know what to say, but I'm here.
Diane says if you're grieving and feel lost, call, and you can get the tools to be found.
Because there is hope. There's a chance to live life more fully again, to experience joy again, to find a group of people that can share your grief and your pain. You can't measure that.
If you are having thoughts of suicide or depression, you can call the 988 hotline. And remember, there is no problem too small. Staff members from the KCU Joplin Dental School today made a donation to help those in need maintain good oral health. They donated oral hygiene kits, which include toothbrushes, toothpaste, and floss, to both the Ronald McDonald House and the Lafayette House. Officials at the Lafayette House say the partnership is good for the community.
Especially this time of year, any time that we can provide positive community interactions, it's so great for our clients to see. And especially KCU, they're so generous and so willing to partner with us. And so it's always great when they give us a call, say they have something they want to bring or come by, show support for our organization. We love it.
The Lafayette House provides support to people dealing with domestic violence. Whoever crashed a car into a Joplin home this morning fled the scene but left the car. Around 6:30 a.m., the car went off the road, broke off a utility pole, a street pole, and a stop sign, then went through the wall of a brick duplex at 401 South Ozark. The resident of the home was not hurt, but is now staying somewhere else after the Joplin building inspector deemed the duplex a dangerous building. At last report, police were still looking for the driver. Coming up, we're going to check out an almost century-long holiday tradition with the Noel, Missouri Post Office. Plus, we'll take a step inside the imagination of a 4-year-old author. Noel, Missouri becomes Noel. During the holiday season, the post office marks holiday letters with a special stamp confirming the postage went through the Christmas city. This 92-year-old tradition is very special to that small town in McDonald County. The stamps are available to anyone who mails their holiday card to the post office in Noel. A 4-year-old girl from Oologah, Oklahoma is now a published author. Her pet pony inspired her to write a book about her pony turning into a unicorn. In 4-year-old Adeline's book, Peanut becomes a unicorn. Her parents say this is all from her imagination, and they are so proud of what's next. Reporter Kristen Weaver has more.
In 4-year-old Adeline's book, Peanut becomes a unicorn. Her parents say this is all from her imagination, and they are so proud of what's next. This little pony named Peanut is very special. 4-year-old Adeline thinks Peanut is even magical.
She has a horn.
Adeline and little Peanut have been best friends for a while now. Adeline loves reading to Peanut, so the idea to write a book about Peanut came naturally. She began by asking her mom, "What was the idea?"
To write a book.
And was it about Peanut? Adeline's mom asked her to wait until she was older, so Adeline asked again on her 4th birthday.
She was like, "I'm older, I can write a book now."
Together, parents Emily and Tyler Harold spent months helping Adeline's story come to life. They even found a local illustrator to draw the pictures.
Once the illustrations came back, we sat Adeline down and she would look them over and make corrections and pretty much design the book.
After all that hard work, Adeline became a published author, and she can now sit down and open up the book she wrote herself.
Adeline placed the horn on Little Peanut's head, and Little Peanut became a unicorn.
She was holding what she had been working so hard on.
Adeline says she knows Peanut's horn is magical.
Rainbows and stuff.
And her parents say this is just the beginning for their young author.
I think we just feel blessed to have such a special little girl and little pony, and have people in this community that were willing to help us.
Yes, it really is impressive. They hope writing stays magical for Adeline. A little bit later, a Pitt State football standout is nominated for the Cliff Harris Award. Details in sports.
And the details on the very cold weather and snow coming up in your forecast when we return. Well, we had a little bit of mixture for your Monday, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow out there this morning, but that is now all gone and has moved away from us. Now our attention turns towards the next storm system, but right now, pretty nice night down in Seneca, Missouri at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Nothing really going on, but that's going to be changing as we head through the forecast. This afternoon we made it up to 43 after starting out at 37, and check out the records, 72 and big old goose egg back in 1983, and we're going to see temperatures like that in our forecast. Right now on radar, you can see it's all clear as the showers have now moved out of our area. Notice up to the north, there's a winter storm watch now for our northern counties. And then this lighter blue is a wind chill watch that is in effect for our area. And I'll show you in a minute why that is in effect. You can see this flurries now stretching over near Sherrill and south of Rolla, moving over towards St. Francis. All right, let's take a look at the temperatures. This afternoon, they weren't that bad. Generally in the lower 40s across our area, upper 40s out to the west, even 50 degrees. Wow, a heat wave out there in Sedan and in Bartlesville this afternoon. Temperatures have dropped now into the 30s across our area, including 39 in Parsons, 38 in Fort Scott, a little bit warmer down in Grove, where they're currently 42 degrees. But when you factor in the wind, this is what it feels like. It feels like in the lower 30s up to the north and east, even 26 degrees right now in Mount Vernon, and 29 over in Cassville. Joplin, we're sitting at 38 degrees, but the wind is calm, so it feels like 38 out there with the dew point of 24 degrees. Your forecast, hour by hour, as we go break this down, you can see there is a front that's going to move through late tonight and tomorrow morning. This is not the Arctic front, just a little bit of a wind shift line, dropping our temperatures in the lower 30s, even some 20s up to the north and west of us. That moves away, and then Tuesday afternoon temperatures recover into the mid to upper 30s across our area, staying in the 20s up in Yates Center. And then as we go through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we'll again see lows in the 20s with northeasterly winds in our area. Then as we go through the day on Wednesday, we'll start to see temperatures in the lower 40s across our area. But notice, up to the north and west, here's the next storm system. And as we go through Wednesday night into Thursday morning, here comes the Arctic front, and it is literally going to blast through here with northwesterly winds and snow behind it as well. How much snow? Well, right now around 2 to 4 inches, a pretty good bet. This is why the winter storm watch is in effect for our northern counties. Higher amounts up towards Kansas City and lower amounts down to the south. The wind is going to be the big factor. Wind chills. Check out this. Thursday morning, everything is not too bad. Generally in the 20s and 30s as far as what it feels like. But look at this, minus 25, a popular number across the area on Friday morning with those strong northerly winds. And then Friday afternoon, we're still going to feel like it's below zero across the region. Your 7-day forecast, look at this if you want to. 39 tomorrow, 42 on Wednesday, and then it drops out on Thursday morning. We start out at 35, but drop all the way to -1 by Thursday night at midnight, all the way down to -5 on Friday morning. Yeah, I know. You're probably tired of hearing about it.
No, it's important to hear about this. It is important, and we're going to
Yes.
be keeping our focus on it for the
Yeah.
coming days. People need to be aware
Absolutely.
of what's
We
coming
need
and
to
be
be
careful.
prepared.
For sure. Thanks. Still ahead, Webb City girls basketball hosts a border battle tonight against Pittsburgh. And Pitt State linebacker P.J. Sarwinski earns a nomination for a national award. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Webb City girls are at home tonight for a border battle against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. And Webb City is an even 4-4 coming into the night. On the other side of this one, Pittsburgh aiming for their first win of the season this evening. That one is scheduled to tip off around 7:15 in Webb City. We'll be there and we'll have highlights from the game right here tonight at 10. Pittsburgh State linebacker P.J. Sarwinski is a nominee for the 2022 Cliff Harris Award. And that award goes to the nation's best small college defensive player among Division II, Division III, and NAIA colleges and universities. The Galena High School product led the Gorillas with 84 tackles this season, including 10.5 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. Sarwinski is a 2-time first-team All-MIAA selection and a 2-time All-American for Pittsburgh State. Staying with PSU football, the final AFCA Division II national rankings are out today. The Gorillas finished the season as the 5th-ranked team in the nation. Pitt State was 12-1 overall this season, including going 11-0 in the regular season, claiming the outright MIAA championship. It's their first MIAA title since 2014. Their season ended in the second round of the playoffs, falling 17-14 to the eventual national champion Ferris State. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Houston Texans in overtime on Sunday afternoon, 30-24. And with that win, the Chiefs have earned their 7th consecutive AFC West division title. It wasn't really that close. The Chiefs racked up 502 total yards compared to just 219 for Houston and had 33 first downs to Houston's 18. That was another big day for running back Jerick McKinnon. He had 70 yards and a touchdown through the air to go along with 52 rushing yards and the game-winning touchdown in overtime.
We were coming into the huddle, and obviously we were in 4-minute, running 4-minute ball, and they're stacking the box, so it was a little tough. And Pat was like, he looked at me, he said, 2 hands on the ball, let's go. I said, I'm about to score. And Juju looked at me, he said, I got your block, bro. Just when you find me when you get out there. And it worked out exactly like that. I made it to the second level, and I literally ran off of Juju's block and was able to score. So, it's just crazy. It worked out like that, man. Power of the time, man. It's crazy.
I have a theory. They've struggled with kind of some bad teams the last 2 weeks. I just think they know they're really good, and I think they're kind of bored.
They're doing enough to win, and at this point, that's really all that matters.
I feel like they're just like, all right, let's go win now and get to next week.
Don't show more than you have to. We'll be right back. We take some time now to honor a local veteran. Donald Ash served in the U.S. Air Force from 1951 to 1955. Joplin native served in the Office of Special Weapons Research. We are proud to salute Donald Ash, a 4-state hero. As always, you can learn about lots of other heroes, thousands of them in our database. You can look them up by name, hometown, unit. Also submit a hero of your own anytime. We invite you to do that. KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have a reaction to the House Select Committee urging former President Trump be prosecuted on at least 4 criminal charges. Also, political unrest in Peru strands hundreds of international tourists, including Americans, at Machu Picchu. And we're going to hear about a new lawyer that's a robot. Those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
That's where you insert a lawyer joke.
Yes. I'm sure a lot of people are doing that at home. I will not. I will not.
Me either. Let's take a look at the forecast. We're going to get cold around here. How cold? Well, how about -5 on Friday morning after some snow on Thursday, and it stays cold right on through the holiday weekend with temperatures in the teens on Saturday. We finally get above freezing, believe it or not, on Monday with yet another round of winter weather possible. And then look at that, balmy weather by next week.
Very good. Before we get to final sports note, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot. I've just been, working.
You forgot?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's been my birthday all day.
It has been. Coincidentally, it was a year ago as well.
Yeah, it probably will be next year too.
Yeah.
We're going to leave you with video of Christmas lights out of Chanute, Kansas. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.